Yo, 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 it's Our Lifestyle, the podcast. And as many of you know, this is the mini Truckin Magazine flip through series where we're going to go through all 269 issues. Man, it's going to take us a while. Go ahead, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, tap that if you can. And just know that we are a mini Truckin inspired podcast. You can go out to any podcast platform and search OLP or Our Lifestyle Podcast, and we are mini Truckin inspired, but we touch upon many topics. We've had many different guests on from around the world. So come and rock with us. Subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Podbean, you name it, we're on the platform. Let's jump right in. So I do have the previous issue out here to kind of point something out. This is issue 11 right here. None other than this Blazer, and actually none other than this S10. Okay, the Blazers are on my mind. I was looking at another issue a minute ago. Here's something very interesting here. Doug Culp shot 4 covers, including the first 2, and then this one. And here's the screwy numbering system we talk about. This is January 95. So it was 2 months after the last issue we talked about, where it was November of 1990. So we started going by monthly. But notice volume 5, number 1. Volume 5, number 1. So very screwy in the numbering system. That's why if you follow us here, we'll go through every issue and we'll kind of point out some of those kind of strange things. But Doug Culp again shot, off the top of my head, I think it was 4 covers, including the first 2. I think it was the first 1 or 2 issues. Yeah, the first 2. And then this one, and then another famous one from Florida. So very, very interesting there. Let's jump right in. And as we do, I just want to remind everyone that if you go to ourlifestylepodcast.com, this is our new River Run shirt. Or excuse me, this is our new, what we call Live Life Topless. Man, not enough coffee today, and I don't even drink coffee. Live Life Topless, also known as the Outrun shirt, paying homage to the classic, you know what system, if you see that. The classic system with the Outrun game. We obviously work back with the graphic disorder, and these are trucks replacing the cars. Go check it out. We got banners, shirts, decals, including some aluminum signs that match both of these famous trucks, and just different, a few different things, individual stickers and whatnot. Okay, so right here is Doug Culp, K-U-L-P. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Again, he shot, I think it was 4 covers, and let's jump right into this bad boy. So thanks to everyone that subscribed so far. Some of these ads you'll kind of see reoccurring. We know we're pretty much on bi-monthly now in terms of the magazine itself. Check that out. And it's awesome to look at these. This is another kind of mint copy. There is a kind of a crease down the middle of this one. It was bent maybe back in the day. And it's pretty awesome to be able to kind of look back at these and see what's going down. Wait, Vanderberg. Outrageous audio. Again, many topless, as we call topless trucks, convertibles, roadsters, you name it. Paper cuts. So confused in Calgary. And they really kind of kept some of these things going all throughout the magazine. Maybe the name changed a little bit. Now I'm back outside. Here's Brian McCormick. We mentioned him many times, and what a great guest he was. Mini Truckin Diary, the day after Mikey returns, BMC to you on Instagram, Brian McCormick. Back outside, it's obviously been super muggy. It was so dark the other day I couldn't record out here. So I went ahead and went inside to where I record for the last couple. Inter Shows Motorsports, I think they were also, if I'm going off the top of my head, Cal Truck Jamboree. This was California Off-Road Jamboree. Don't really hear many people talk about that. Not sure how many years that actually went on. The right cam, so tech articles. played a huge part in this magazine, including many even today. Something that I thought was interesting is this magazine, if I remember correctly, has 9 features. All right. So they were really ramping up the coverage and content, so to speak, in the magazine early on to kind of say, all right, we're going to flex our muscles. We're going bi-monthly now. As far as I know, I believe 9. There were several issues over the course of time. I don't want to say several. I don't know exactly how many. There were a good amount of issues that had 9 features. So it's not like this one is a one-off. Check that out. Pavement pre-runner. But you will notice in some of these issues how we've talked about how like the advertisements were kind of sideways as I'm turning the phone here to record. These features, not to take anything away from them because I thought it was awesome, you know, obviously kind of instead of the 2-page for the main layout, it maybe was the 1-page. But as a mini truckin or a mini trucker or an enthusiast, so to speak, back in those days, imagine getting this magazine in the mail or picking it up on newsstands. It just would have felt like, man, you are getting a ton of content for what you're paying for. And for those scoring at home, imagine back in the day going to pick up that McMullen Publishing for a $2.99. And who knows what the taxes were back then, but, you know, give or take, let's say $3. Now, this is a truck, show busy, that obviously I think is freaking awesome. And the times may have changed, but the times are coming back. Tilt beds on the rise, as we always say. And it'll be cool to see people over time that'll chime in on these, that'll say, hey, I was in that issue, or I had a small photo in the show coverage from such and such show. Now, I inadvertently said Blazer. I was thinking of another issue that I was actually looking at a few minutes ago. But this 89 Chevy S10, imagine this. This thing was fairly new at the time of this feature, Swamp Hopper. And if you look at the bed on that, pretty much C10 style, right? C10. It's got the lowrider style interior, and there's no doubt there's a lot of work into this thing. It would have been cool on the East Coast early on, knowing obviously our friends over at the West Coast Influence DVD, which you could pick up at minitruckfilm.com. They talked about the infancy of mini trucking, but imagine being on the East Coast and not only maybe getting featured, but then also like in the example with this one was, having the cover. So here you have Alan Bush's 87 Dodge Ram D50 or Ram 50. I always like these trucks because I definitely like the Mitsubishis as well, and these are pretty much the same. As far as I know, they look the same. A change of altitude. Again, tech articles. Check out the old school right there. What? The EQ. The classic Alpine tape cassette. My neighbor had a pull out in the big van, which was his first vehicle, I think. We would drive it around his property, listening to Third Base and Humpty Hump. I'm sure Vanilla Ice, all that awesomeness. So here you go. Now, this truck appeared on the cover. I'm trying to remember the cover of Truckin, and that you see Santini's. Santini, I think, was recently a guest on OBS Talk, and we've had him on our list a while. We want to get him on. Pete Santini painted a lot of awesome, iconic trucks. He was obviously also tied to overhauling, for those that might be scratching your head going, Santini? Amazing painter. Double Vision, again, another killer truck, 84 Mazda. Those wheels, though. So if you like this, I mean, just imagine this 10 to 20 minute video. Imagine if you go out to our lifestyle podcast and listen and subscribe. You'll get a chance for us to relive a lot of these stories. If you go back to the beginning, which you can do, look at that first annual Southern Mini Truck Nationals. And we're going to Mini Nats next month, the 26th annual. But, if you go out and you listen via Podbean, which is the host of our podcast, like who hosts it, you will see that we've had a lot of legends on from over the years. And it's pretty cool because we get a chance to talk about certain things that, that many of these guys were doing that they didn't even realize at the time, maybe a build or a mod or a feature that they shot, like how iconic it would become. So kind of just go through these. It feels like we're going through one of these on each issue because of the fact that, again, there were only 4 issues a year up until this point, which 91, I think, would have been the first year that they would have had 6 because, obviously this is the January issue. And we're only on page 81, and you can see the amount of content that, for someone that was a teenager or up-and-comer or a young adult, they would have been just like, damn, dude, this is it. This is why you often will hear people say, well, this was our Bible from a mini trucking standpoint, because before AOL Messenger and before email and before Street Source and all that, you had this. This Matt Lyons 84 S10 Blazer. Every time I see this one, I think it might be the fender trim. It always reminds me of David Caldwell's. When I was doing some research for this episode not too long ago, or this video, and I saw that, that's the first thing I thought. Rolling on juice. Thanks to everyone that has subscribed here and given us a thumbs up or left a comment. Much appreciated. Low Bros, I know Jason Diener out there in the greater Orlando area, and his homies. They're good people, and appreciate you supporting through merchandise and just supporting the cause. I know he's got a podcast that he's doing too, so we'll talk more about that in the future. His is a little bit different. Coffee and Brats, I think it is. Top of my head. I got a ton of stuff running through my head today, trying to get just a checklist of a million things done, including this video. So here you go, Spring Splash 91. This is the first ad I ever remember seeing, obviously doing research for the magazine, March 23rd, 22nd through 24th, 91. Of course, next year would be the 30th anniversary of that. The KMC wheels in the house. I think people forget KMC wheels, how much history they have. All right, X-Tang. Club directory, concluding. And some cool ads. Then there's the back. So, man, it is hot out now. Again, our lifestylepodcast.com, you can purchase merchandise like this. We've got some hats left. We got more coming, a lot of stickers. We've got things very value priced from a sticker standpoint, all the way up to our premium style shirts that really we put a lot of thought, a lot of effort, and then Graphic Disorder knocks it out with the artwork. So these guys are going to typically be our kind of the highest cost shirts, but tons and tons of stuff out there. Our lifestylepodcast.com. There is also a fly out menu there for ways to listen. So if you're still trying to find us, let us know in the comments or click on our website, and we will we'll have hopefully a solution for you. But with that being said, hopefully this shed a little bit of light onto the kind of the old school there, number 5, volume 5, number 1. Who was doing the damn numbering system back then? They must not have had Excel or spreadsheets or whatever. But 2 classics. If you go back, Sal Napoli, we had the homie on, much more, I'll do more posts, some throwback posts to talk about this iconic truck. But, this one too, man, I think really had it. And rad rides nationwide. And I guess the last thing, I wanted to point out was the pair were photographed by Douglas Culp on the beach in Orlando. So Who knows if that was back at one of the shows. Someone might chime in. They might know, like, was this at one of the Watermania shows and then they cruised out to a certain spot, or was it around Spring Break Nationals? I mean, it was January 91, so there's no telling when that was shot. I mean, it could have been shot 6 or 8 months prior. Who knows? But regardless, ODB, stay on the rise, enjoy the weekend, and know we appreciate you being down with OLP. We out here. Peace.